Assalamu alaikum. This is Ghulam Abbas from MH Language Solutions. Well, in IELTS Academic Writing Task 1, there are different kind of questions. We have a line graph, bar chart, pie chart, data chart, map and process diagrams. But today we'll be discussing how to deal with a process diagram. So let's begin. Mainly there are two different kind of processes. We may have a natural process or an industrial or man-made process. Natural processes are happening around us naturally. For example, water cycle or rainfall. These are some examples of naturally occurring processes around us. Similarly, we also have industrial or man-made processes which are happening around us. For example, if we talk about brick making process, how bricks are made, this is totally a man-made process. Similarly, if we talk about cement production, how cement is made, this is also a man-made process. So these are the examples of processes which are happening around us. Now, when we are writing a process, the most important thing that we need to do is to understand the stages of the process. The key factor here is to understand the beginning, what is the first stage, and also try to understand the last stage. Once you get to know all the stages in the process, then it becomes very easy for you to write about that process. Another difficulty that can be faced by the test takers when they are writing about this particular kind of question is how to write or how to combine your sentences. Because you are writing about short steps. A process consists of short steps. First there is a short step that is happening, then there is the next step, after that there is another step, and so on. When you are writing about these steps, usually the sentences that you write, they are very short and simple sentences. Now in IELTS you are required to display your strong grammatical skill. By writing just small and short sentences, you cannot display your full grammatical potential. So what you need to do, you need to combine the sentences, you need to make those sentences bit longer. How can you do that? We have linkers here actually. Linkers are actually certain words which help you to link your sentences, and in this way you can have longer sentences. You can take 2 small sentences or 3 small sentences, and by using linkers you can link them and make a long single sentence. How to do that? Let's try to understand this with the help of these examples. In the first example, we have 2 separate sentences. The snow falls. This is the first sentence. The second sentence is, it covers the ground with a protective layer. Now these are 2 separate sentences. Now we can use a linker when. How to use it? Just place it before the first sentence. The sentence becomes, when the snow falls. After that put a comma and then write the next sentence. When the snow falls, comma, it covers the ground with a protective layer. And now you have got a longer sentence that consists of the previous 2 short sentences. Similarly, there are other examples. You can just have a look at these examples. Another important aspect in this regard is to use the sequencing language. Since you are dealing with different steps where one step is followed by another, so you need to connect them by using different words. For example, if we are talking about step number 1. After that we will say then this happens. After the first step, this happens, then this happens, then this comes, then we get this. So it means we are using the word then again and again to show that this is actually the continuation of the previous process. But in IELTS, using the word then again and again is going to make a bad impression. So we use different kind of words which have the same meaning as then. These are actually sequencing words. Let's have a look at some of the sequencing words that you can use instead of using or instead of repeating the word then again and again. For example, if you are starting or if you are writing the first step, you can say firstly or first of all. For the second step, you can say secondly. Then you can keep on using other expressions like after that or from this or then or next to that or subsequently or following that or once or in turn. So these are different expressions that you can use to give a sequence to the steps that you are writing. Now coming to writing your answer. First of all, we are going to write a 4-paragraph answer, and this is usually how we write our task 1. We write 4 paragraphs in task 1. The first paragraph is introduction, second one is overview, and then we have 2 main paragraphs. When it comes to writing the introduction, you just need to take the question and try to rephrase the question in your own words. Try to change as many vocabulary items as you can in the question. If you can change the grammar, try to change it and you will get your introduction. This is as simple as that. Coming to the overview. Overview means you are going to tell the examiner about the overall process. To do that, you need to write the first step, what is happening in the beginning, and then write the last step, what is happening in the end. Along with that, just mention the total number of stages and you will have your overview. After that, you need to write the main paragraphs. You are going to write 2 main paragraphs, main paragraph number 1 and main paragraph number 2. The stages which are closely knit together or which are similar in the process, you can write them in 1 paragraph. For example, if there are 7 or 8 stages in the process and 3 or 4 they are quite similar to each other, you can write them in first main paragraph, and remaining stages they can be written in the second main paragraph, and in this way you are gonna get your answer. Let's try to understand this with the help of these practical demonstrations. So we have this process diagram here in front of us. It is actually a hydroelectric dam, and how hydroelectricity is produced from it is being shown in the diagram. First of all, we have a reservoir that has water. We have intake, which is actually a passage that allows the water to pass. Then we have a narrow channel known as penstock. This is narrow channel and it allows the water to pass through it with great pressure. Then we have a rotating turbine. When water passes with great pressure, this turbine is actually rotated. We have a generator as well that uses the motion of water and produces electricity out of it. This electricity is gathered in the powerhouse and there it is transmitted through long distance power lines. The remaining water, it goes again into the river. So this is how the whole process is happening. Now let's try to understand it with the help of a model answer. Here you have the model answer in front of you. The first paragraph is actually the paraphrase of the question. You have taken the question and you have written it in your own words. The second paragraph is the overview. It is telling about the total number of stages, and then it also mentions the first stage and the last stage. The next two main paragraphs are also there. The first main paragraph is about the whole process, how water is saved, how it is passing through the penstock and then it is producing electricity. The last paragraph, however, is about how water goes again into the river and it is not producing any chemicals or anything that is leaving its negative footprint on the environment. Because if we talk about other procedure or other electricity making processes, like making of electricity from the coal, in those processes we have bioproducts like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, which are harmful for the environment. Dear students, that is all for today. I hope today's lecture was a help. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned for upcoming videos. Allah Hafiz.